Renny Hartman. Today we're going to take a look at Brad Taylor's Operator Down. He's the author of two previous books that have the main character in it, Pike Logan, Ring of Fire, like the Johnny Cash song, and Ghosts of War. This book is set in South Africa and part of Israel and has to do with the Israel's diamond business, which is supposed to be bigger and more expensive and productive than even in Antwerp, although Antwerp normally takes the cake supposedly for diamond distribution, and has to do with the countries in Africa, South Africa and Lesotho, a country in part of South Africa that also has diamond production, and why and how they are used. The author is interesting because he himself was part of Special Forces. I'll read a piece on him. Brad Taylor is the author of the New York Times bestseller Pike Logan series. There's 3 books in that series that I just mentioned. He served for more than 20 years in the U.S. Army, including 8 years in Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, commonly known as Delta Force, which is famous for being in our South Africa and fighting the drug trade. The book is not normally a book that I would be all that interested in because it has a 1950s Mike Hammer kind of touch to it. Very driving, very strong, not much on description, terrific plotting. We're going to be all over wherever our characters are supposed to be. And the character that's down is a Mossad agent named Aaron, Aaron, who is actually not really supposed to be involved in most of the problems that are going on. And one of them is to create a coup in the nation near South Africa called Lesotho and change prime ministers so that other people can get their hands on the diamond business. Aaron was just there investigating how that worked. He gets arrested, he gets locked up indefinitely, and so a task force group from the United States that didn't have anything to do with diamonds or with Aaron gets involved in freeing him and changing the coup that is supposed to take place in this other country. There's a tremendous amount of bloodshed, lots of description of fighting of all kinds, especially breaking people's noses is something that happens 2 or 3 times. There is a woman from Israel. She's married to Aaron, Shoshona, and she is there to find and free her husband. She, however, is kind of a Mossad extra additional. They don't want her to be exactly part of them, but they use her, and she knows how to kill people with her bare hands, which I believe in the United States used to be the U.S. Marines could kill people 52 different ways with their bare hands. Well, that's Shoshona. And in one, she does kill a man. She drives her fingernails into his eyeballs for one description. If you were interested in those descriptions, I'm not really. I would not say this is exactly my kind of book. I like the book for a reason that most younger people might not. It's in large print. I happen to like the large print. I read Moby Dick this summer in like an agate classified advertising print that was very hard to deal with and focus on and keep in focus and keep attention to. This book, I don't know why, this is just how this came off the presses and came into my hands, is actually in large print. It was much easier to read, much easier to keep track of and follow. I have to say that makes a big difference when you're reading today, especially under the circumstances of the TV is on, people are on the telephone, you have appointments, you can't stay and concentrate on anything too long, and that made the book much easier to deal with. It contains a tremendous amount of action and description, and at the end of the book, Taylor will describe how he went to Israel and the people that escorted him around and how he went to the diamond exchange and saw the work that was going on there, and how he was also greeted in South Africa and his guides there. And so he's saying that the things that he is describing there, the when he describes the buildings, when he describes the geography, when he talks about mountain heights or lakes or roads that aren't paved and the problems that they had traveling, that these were all real and that he actually really did experience them himself. Now, Pike Logan is his American character who's part of this task force that is one of these kind of black, off the record CIA business that we only hear of in the movies or something, and we probably do have them in real life, but I don't know that we really hear about them at all. When he is speaking, he's in the first person, but the book is not all in the first person. We also go into an omniscient point of view when dealing with other characters in other places. Some of them, the major characters, and some of them not necessarily major characters, but we go into their own minds and their own telling and what they want to do or what they think they are doing. We have a character, Johann, who should be part of the task group from the United States or allied with the Mossad from Israel, but in this instance he's trying to be part of this coup that they're going to throw a prime minister out and install a new prime minister. He finds out that he is not doing what he should be doing and is on the wrong side, and then at the end of the book again falls in with the group that is supposed to be on the right side of everything. I'm not going to say exactly how the book ends because the book has a couple endings. It has the diamond exchange ending, it has the coup attempt ending, it has freeing Aaron ending, and I'm going to let anybody else who gets involved with the book find out what happens to them. So I would say if you like a fast adventure, you like a kind of Mike Hammer language, lots of F words, no MF words, but Brad Taylor's Operator Down.